Hello. Today I want to talk to you about something that many people experience but often feel too embarrassed or frightened to talk about. Unexpected panic attacks and sometimes related agoraphobic fears about future panic attacks. If you've ever found yourself gripped by a sudden feelings of terror or dread, or you've started avoiding certain places because of fear of having a panic attack, you're not alone. These are common experiences, but the good news is there is effective treatment available. In this video, I'll explain the symptoms of panic attacks and common related fears, as well as how cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, can help you regain control of your life. Panic attacks can be terrifying, and they often come out of nowhere. A panic attack is a sudden episode of intense fear or discomfort that peaks within minutes. It can involve physical symptoms like racing heart, shortness of breath, dizziness, trembling, sweating, or even a feeling of choking. People often fear that they're going to have a heart attack or that something is seriously wrong with their health, even though these symptoms are caused by the anxiety. Along with physical symptoms, a panic attack can also trigger feelings of losing control, thoughts or worries about a feeling that you might be going crazy or even of dying. The experience can be overwhelming, and it's not uncommon for someone to avoid situations where they've had a panic attack in the past, fearing that it might happen again. But panic attacks are not just about the physical symptoms. They also create intense feelings of fear and anxiety about when the next attack might occur. This fear can lead to a pattern of avoidance where you start avoiding certain situations or places, such as crowded areas, public transportation, or even leaving the house. The thought pattern behind this is known as agoraphobia, which is the fear of being in situations where escape might be difficult or help might not be available if you were to experience a panic attack. As a result, people tend to avoid situations where they might think they will have these difficulties. Over time, this avoidance can become more limiting. It can make life feel smaller and more restrictive. You might find yourself staying home more or going to places where you feel safe. The more you avoid these situations, the more the fear and anxiety grow, and this creates a vicious cycle. It's important to understand that panic attacks and associated agoraphobic fears and situational avoidance are treatable. One of the most effective treatments for both panic attacks and agoraphobia is Cognitive Behavioural Therapy, or CBT. Now, CBT helps you break the cycle of fear and avoidance by addressing the thoughts, behaviors, and physical reactions that maintain the anxiety you've been feeling. So how can CBT help? The first step in CBT is to help you understand your panic attacks in general. Panic attacks often happen because of a series of negative thoughts and physical sensations that escalate. For example, when you feel your heart racing, you might interpret it as a sign that something is seriously wrong. This thought creates more anxiety, which in turn causes your body to react more intensely. CBT helps you reframe these thoughts. So instead of interpreting your physical sensations as dangerous, we work together to understand that they are simply your body's natural response to stress and anxiety. Over time, you can learn that these sensations are uncomfortable, but not life-threatening. CBT also includes exposure therapy, which is a core component in treating both panic attacks and agoraphobia, or situational avoidance. Exposure therapy works by gradually and safely exposing you to the situations or places that trigger your anxiety. And by facing these situations, step by step, you can learn that fear is often based on exaggerated or irrational thoughts. Now, at first, we start with less anxiety-provoking situations. For example, sitting in a crowded room for a very short period of time, or walking around the block. Over time, you'll face more challenging situations, but the goal is always to reduce the fear response by showing your brain that these situations are safe and that you can handle them. The key to exposure therapy is learning that your anxiety will naturally decrease if you allow it to, without avoiding the feared situation. The more you practice facing these fears, the less power that they have over you. And importantly, you'll learn that you can cope with the discomfort and anxiety, and that the panic doesn't last forever. CBT can also include relaxation techniques and mindfulness practice to help you manage the physical symptoms of panic, like deep breathing or grounding exercises. These techniques can help calm your body in the moment, reducing the intensity of panic attacks and making it easier to stay in the present without being overwhelmed by fear. It's important to remember that recovery is a process. It may take time and effort, but with the right tools and support, you can learn to manage panic and situational fears that are related, like agoraphobia. CBT helps you build confidence in your ability to handle anxiety and gradually return to the activities and situations you may have been avoiding. If you're struggling with panic attacks or agoraphobic fears, please know that there is help. CBT has been proven to be one of the most effective treatments for these challenges, and it can help you regain control of your life. You don't have to live in fear of when your next panic attack might happen. With time and effort and support, you can break free from the cycle of avoidance and anxiety and live a life that feels more open and fulfilling for you. Here at the Ontario Structured Psychotherapy program, we offer government-funded, structured CBT in both self-guided and therapist-led formats. Make a self-referral on our website at www.therapyontario.ca today.